Hey, guess what? You're wasting your time. Hi, it's John Benson from johnbensonfitness.com. I just got up, so don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at my hair. Don't laugh at my PJs. These are really my PJs, but you know. Anyway, I had something on my mind this morning, and I wanted to get it out while it was fresh, because sometimes my mind can go on me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, got a question for you. It's a question that I get all the time. How long will it take you to see results? Now, variations on this question include how long will it take me to lose 25 pounds? Or how long will it take me to gain 10 pounds of muscle? Or how long will it be until Hannah, Montana is officially declared a viral infection of the brain and a pandemic and a vaccination thing is put into place? You know, I don't know. As for the last question, I can't answer that within some reasonable certainty. 3 months, 4 days, and an odd number of hours, but I'm not telling how I know that. The other two questions, I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because this is completely up to you. Now, here's where I've got to ask you to flip the brain upside down a little bit, flip your intuition upside down, and consider some things backwards. The two most critical workout progression killers is stress and too much exercise. Emotional and physical stress and too much exercise. Now, dieting obviously causes emotional stress. So that's a big problem. You've got two things clashing head on. So you need a diet that's not going to cause you too much stress. Got a solution for that. But the other thing, you've got to stay out of the gym. You can't be in the gym all the time and expect to see results. I say this all the time. I'm working out 3 hours a day, 17 days a week. Well, yeah, no wonder. I mean, you're not going to get anywhere. You're overtraining. Your body is going into a fight or flight mode and is trying to protect itself. So we've got these two things that kind of run counterintuitive to, shouldn't I be working out more to lose fat more? No, any more than you should be taking 12 aspirin when you have a headache instead of 10. No, I'm kidding. Instead of two. Okay. First, I want to tell you how this myth got started. I believe it got started, wholeheartedly believe it got started back in the 70s and 80s, back when bodybuilding magazines got to be really popular. And in order to create something, a condition that would require people selling a lot more supplements that weren't even needed for the condition that they created, these workout routines came out that were absolutely insane. I train 6 days a week, 2 hours a day, twice a day. You know, just this is ridiculous level of training that people were suggesting that they were doing. Now, the average human couldn't possibly do that, and the publishers of the magazine knew that, so they were able to create, well, the reason why you can't do that is because you aren't taking our magical formula for recovery. Here it is, you know. So it worked very well financially, but didn't work too well for guys like you and me, or girls like no one here and you. That it doesn't work that way. So they created a false condition and therefore created a false need for false supplementation. Now, supplementation is very important. I'm not saying it isn't, but I am saying that most of it is complete junk. Okay, so that's how this BS got started. Now, let me tell you about a conversation I just had with a fitness professional that if I said his name, you would know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm not saying he's slow at all. He's not. I'm just saying this is how the logic goes. Ready? I'm on the phone and I'm going, okay, so what do you think about my 7-minute muscle? By the way, 50% discount over here. What do you think about my 7-minute muscle book? Yada, yada, yada. And he says, well, actually, it's very well written, a good book, but I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And I said, well, that's cool. I'm open to honest criticism. So how long do you think it would take to gain muscle and lose fat in the gym? And he said, at least 40 minutes, 5 days a week. That's what most studies suggest. I go, really? Which studies are you talking about? When asked to show these studies, I read the studies because I have them in my book. None of them mention nutrition. None of them mention rest. None of them mention intensity of exercise. Actually, 2 of them do mention intensity of exercise as a variable, both of which say now this time would go down as intensity went up. So I asked him about that. What about this intensity thing? And what about the fact that you see guys like this? Now I'm talking over pictures here. These are just some typical examples of people who have used 7-minute muscle training, meaning 7 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and seeing these kind of results. It wouldn't be physically possible, nor would my physique here. This was me last year in peak shape. I always get in peak shape at least once a year. Okay, how is this possible? Now, I was training 14 minutes a day. I was on level 2. There's 3 levels. I don't even go to level 3. I don't need to. So level 2, 14 minutes, 4 days a week. How is it possible, if what you're saying is true, that there's a minimum amount of exercise required and that minimum amount is much higher? Couldn't answer the question. So then I decided to have a little bit of fun. What is the minimum amount of time that you would require to gain lean muscle in the gym, which we know is a great fat burning agent. Lean muscle burns fat. He said, 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. I go, great. That makes sense. Could you do it in 19? And he said, well, of course. Don't be ridiculous. I mean, okay. Could you do it in 18? He's going, okay, I see where you're going here. I think I see where you're going. But I go, no, answer the question. Could you do it in 18? And he said, well, yeah, probably. I go, then you don't know how long it will take you because you didn't start at the bottom. You didn't start at a low enough variable to determine how long it would really take you to gain lean muscle mass in the gym. You're just throwing out an arbitrary number. What I did was start at the bottom. 1 minute didn't work. So 2 minutes didn't work. I kept going and I wound up at 7. That's how I developed 7-minute muscle. 7-minute muscle is strategic and it's all about getting the fastest results possible in the least amount of time possible, but it is not easy. I want to make that very clear. 7 minutes, yes. Easy? No, not easy. Very, very powerful. And if you don't believe me, check it out for yourself. For right now, if you follow me on Twitter through tweetasale.com, it has to be through tweetasale.com, has to be. I almost went into a lisp there, didn't I? I started stuttering. Has to go through. I'm going to edit that. No, I'll probably keep it in. You have to go through tweetasale.com to get this 50% discount. And don't be a smartass. Don't go on and say, I'll follow you and then follow me, get the discount. I'm going to unfollow you because guess what? You'll never be able to follow me again. And I'm giving discount after discount after bonus after bonus after bonus after bonus, weeks. Not a good idea. Follow me on Twitter. I ain't going to spam ya. Just follow me on Twitter through tweetasale.com. And for this week only, if you're watching this video past the 23rd of May, 2009, you're SOL. Sorry. But for this week only, it's half price. Check it out and prove it to yourself. See how long it takes you to gain lean muscle and burn body fat. And I guarantee you it's less time than you think in the gym. And because you're spending less time in the gym, you're going to get results faster. That's the answer to your question. At least the first two questions as far as the Hannah Montana thing. Just pray.